Hey peeps, Justin here, welcome you to otakusgeeks.com and welcome to our new playlist. If you're watching this from our YouTube channel, Otakus and Geeks, Gaming First, and if you're watching it from ONG, welcome to the new section on the website, Gaming First. And as always, let me give you a brief synopsis of what Gaming First is going to be. So what Otakus and Geeks Gaming First is going to be is either going to be myself, or a writer, a staff member, or a guest talking about their first experiences when it comes to gaming. Let me just give you some examples. Today on episode 1, I'm going to talk about my first video game that I've ever played in my entire life at the tender age of 4. And that game is going to be Wrestlemania for the Nintendo. I'm going to relive it to see if the game still holds up. Do I still have the same joy as I did as a kid? And of course, we're going to explain a little bit of the story of how I got my first video game, which I'm going to do momentarily. But to give you more examples of what we're going to have for you, it's going to be things like the first RPG you ever played, the first time you actually had gaming rage, the first time you played a superhero game, and vice versa, your first defeat and first multiplayer, first platformer, things like that. So we're going to be doing this either weekly or bi-weekly depending on our schedules, and let's just kick this off. So welcome to episode 1, my first game ever, Wrestlemania. And just to talk about a little bit about my history of gaming, my first system was the Nintendo, born in 1986. I think we got the Nintendo around 1990 or 1990. Yeah, it had to be around 1990 because I remember I was 4 years old when I first played Wrestlemania. And for me, we were huge wrestling fans. My dad got me into wrestling. My brother was always into wrestling as well. So we used to just watch wrestling all the time, main event, superstars. And then as we got older, we started watching obviously Raw, WWF Raw, and then we moved into Live Wire and on USA and all those things and Sunday Night Heat and etc. And I remember vividly WrestleMania on Christmas time. We got it because we got the whole Nintendo. My mom and my aunts, they all got us. We got at least two games. We got Mario and we got WrestleMania, and then Duck Hunt was included with the I guess the bundle that we had with it, and you know, Duck Hunt with the light gun. And I remember just having so much joy. It's like, oh my gosh, I get to play as Hulk Hogan, I get to play as Randy Savage, I get to finally beat Ted DiBiase and Andre the Giant. And what we're going to be doing here at Gaming First is not only talking about our first experiences, we're going to actually replay as adults these games. So without further ado, I am going to play Wrestlemania, the NES. So does it hold up? How do I feel about it now? Stay tuned. Let's get into it. Alright, it's time to relive and replay Wrestlemania. Bigger, better, badder for the NES. And let me just enter my initials here before we get started. And hopefully the game holds up. I don't really think it does. Here's the roster: Ted DiBiase, Bam Bam Bigelow, Honky Tonk Man. We have Randy Macho Man Savage. You have Andre the Giant. And you have, of course, Hulk Hogan, who's on the cover. So I'm gonna be, you know what? Let me be the Hulkster brother. And my opponent will be, no. I'll be Randy Savage. They had more heels than baby faces in this game. They had 2 baby faces, which is pretty crazy, pretty wild. All right, so here we go. Wrestlemania. And if the first thing you notice is that Hulk Hogan does not have his signature yellow trunks and boots. I don't know how he can have blonde hair and don't have yellow trunks and boots. That's neither here or there. And if you want to know, this game does not hold up because there's no wrestling in Wrestlemania. Even the AI is not doing any holds, any submissions, any body slams, any attacks besides punch and kick. Punch and kick. It's kind of like that Rocket Sock'em type of gameplay, which is just kind of crazy. But and then they have these weird power-up things, I guess, to restore your energy. As you saw from Macho Man, you see his glasses there. The game, playing it as an adult, is very frustrating, very annoying, and if you haven't played, obviously, if you are used to NBA 2, excuse me, not NBA, WWE 2K, the SmackDown series, heck, even Royal Rumble and Raw for the Sega Genesis, and going back to this, it's a complete headache. It is hell, and come on, like, and Savage is just, like, the gameplay is horrible, but graphically, I mean, it does look like the Hulkster. At least, I mean, it does look like the Hulkster. It does look like Savage. The sprites look good. The ring looks pretty decent for its time. The color is nice. I mean, it'd be nice to have some type of audience. They like just looks like they're wrestling in the performance center, honestly. But this game does not hold up. And playing it as a kid, I was ecstatic. I was happy. I didn't know any better, and you know, I wasn't really understanding what a wrestling game was supposed to be. And playing it as an adult, this game is complete trash. Does not hold up. It is terrible. Probably the worst game ever of a wrestling game besides WCW Thunder, which I'll get into down the line. But otherwise, horrible. This is Justin from OtakusGeeks.com. Stay tuned for episode 2. And if you like what we do here, like, share, and subscribe. And most importantly, visit OtakusGeeks.com. Later days.